It's a time for more packages from China. Let's go. Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. In today's video we're going to be doing a little bit of a chip chat about the Super Mini MD, this video TV game 16-bit system. But this thing has some interesting features, having built-in HDMI. We do have AV out, so that's kind of cool, and the option to add games with a microSD card, or they love to call it an TF. So it was kind of funny that they're having these devices having 4K, you know, that's such an BS when you ask me. However, we're having different voltage supports, 110 and 220 volts, but let's do a quick peek in the inside because I am really just curious what are we getting with the software and is it any good. We have seen all kinds of very strange clone devices and this thing was quite expensive. I think I paid over, let's say $50 for it. So is it actually worth it? Now to begin with the box, absolutely not. I mean, if you're going to be looking into, let's say, all kinds of different clone systems and boxes, this is like a really cheap, horrible box, something not very special when you're looking into all of the other ones we have reviewed throughout the past. But let's open it up. Let's see what are we getting, because where I did pay a lot of money for it, I'm really curious how is the overall quality. We're having over here the console itself. We have two normal size 6-button controllers. And there is no dongle, so I'm guessing this is going to be automatically connected with the device itself. Super Mini MD, the toilet paper manual like always, the Super Mini TV console. Let's see how we can even open this up. There we go. So there was not a lot of explanation, just a basic overview. Okay, so I'm guessing this thing does have original connection, so that's cool. And yeah, there's nothing much actually to see in here, so let's open up the system itself. Oh man, it's almost like a little bit of a hassle with these things. So far, man, they completely messed it up when it comes to that. Stupid plastic. So when it comes to the size, this thing looks really cute. There's nothing much you can do with this. But I must say the design, there's like almost no weight to it. We do have two original ports, so that's would be fun to check it out. So, and of course, like I mentioned before, so we're having over here the connections, but they're still using micro USB. Oh man. And in here we're having the SD card. But let's see what kind of brand. Win Macro? What the heck is that for kind of brand? You know, 4 gigabytes. So I think we need to check it out if this only contains the files or also the firmware. Otherwise we need to back it up because these things are really bad. So I really love the design. So the design itself has been done very nicely. On the here, it's like the magic box. Ta-da! There we have the cables. Ooh, comes with everything. AV out cable, HDMI cable, and the power supply. And the power supply is completely with everything we're going to be needing. We don't need a separate, let's say, adapter. 5 volts, 5 milliamps, so nothing really fancy, but we're going to be needing a connector. So let's grab this one and connect everything. And another important thing we're going to be checking out is the controller. How is the overall quality and the feel? So we do pay a lot of money, so I'm guessing we do have like an overall premium controller, and that is exactly indeed what we're getting. Like the quality of this is not like retro bit, but it's a very nice feel. There is no mode button. We have start, menu, and rewind. So okay, so an interesting option, but not both. Oh yeah, sorry, both get the rewind function. But what is kind of weird is that I don't see any player 1, player 2 configuration. Oh, finally normal covers, and I think there's like the AA batteries. Let's grab a couple of them. Let's see. That's rechargeable ones. Okay. Okay, that's a really interesting weird shape. Okay. So let's plug these in. Okay, that seems to be working. So I'm guessing we'll automatically detect which will be controller 1 and controller 2. And that has nothing to do with the controller. I think it's just a freaking battery. You know, freaking annoying battery. There we go, much better. And let's see, we can fit it in. You can also have to do something with the freaking battery, or like rechargeable ones. No. The battery compartment is not compatible rechargeable because now it finally fits. So that is great. So let's plug it in and let's see what we're getting with the controller. Okay, wait. Did the system already stop working or what? So the device has been booted up and the menu is interesting, and because this is not like some Ed Games knockoff or some other plug and play device that we have seen before. So let's figure out how the menu works. We're having over here the alphabetic order, A to Z, built-in and TF card. It's kind of weird that they had like decision or made the decision for making two menus. So I am guessing that I'm going to be needing to press the B. That is kind of weird, you know, that makes no sense. We have like all of the pictures here. We can choose the game by pressing start. It will load up and then nothing is going to be happening. Because that's exactly what happened before. It just gets a black screen and the system freezes. Reset doesn't do anything. Rewind doesn't do anything. And this thing is just a complete piece of crap. Yep. And the fun fact is if you're going to be turning it on and off, it's even not highly possible it's going to be not booting up at all because it doesn't do anything. But after a couple of times I managed to get this freaking thing to work again. However, the menu is really weird. You do have these dots, so you were thinking, hey, this is going to be the interesting way to go to the next part of the menu, but somehow that doesn't work at all. We do are like actually in the different kind of options, like having here TF card, but the TF card is actually removed because I just wanted to see what happens. But you know, it's kind of interesting, but also kind of weird because this is built in. And if you're going to be booting up, let's say we choose the Zoo game, let's boot it up pressing start. But now it's going to be not freezing, it's going to be back to the menu. So that's actually a good thing if you ask me. But yeah, when you're looking at the built-in, I'm guessing I'm going to be needing the freaking like SD card when it comes to that. But so far, there's nothing going to be working at this point. So let's boot it up, let's start again, and I'm guessing I'm going to be automatically go back to the main screen because everything is implemented on the SD card. So I am really curious now, it's like, is there anything going to be working? Otherwise we're going to be putting in the SD card in the PC and then we're going to be trying to see if we can even add some games or do some stuff with it to actually get it working. But after replacing the freaking SD card, we did have the option to actually play, but whoa, the audio is super freaking loud. So pressing the menu button seems to be working, but the weird thing is that there's a lot of stuff on here, but it will not all work with a simple reason, because I didn't copy paste every single file. As you can see over there, I just had like a handful of the games. I just wanted to see if that's going to be working at all. But let's get into the game and let's check it out. There is only one screen and rewind button doesn't do anything at all. So it is absolutely one hot mess when it comes for playing the games. There's all kinds of cool features. I do have this idea that they ripped off, like say, the controls of the Ed game system. But so far, emulation seems to be working just fine. I'm just sucking at this game, but that's beside the point. But there was no, let's say, quick load, quick save menu. And this thing is just one hot mess. See the rewind button, I just want pressing it, but pause does work. And menu button will bring you back to the main menu. So there was also a folder called Games. I added some stuff in there, but you know, even this freaking thing says built in. There is nothing much we can see in here. So where, you know, it switches between the built-in and the TF card, but it's such a weird overall experience. Now we can get into the special menu here. This is like the games menu. So this is actually the files are in here. So let's boot up Revenge of the Shinobi. Let's see what happens if we're going to be choosing that game. So if you're going to be choosing this particular game, that seems to be working fine. Okay, so that's even something. But yeah, the menu itself is a completely hot mess. I don't see some weird things going on. I don't know if it's even running on some... No, if you listen closely, you can just see that it does struggle. And it stutters like crazy. Yeah, I can just feel input delay and stuttering. This is just freaking awful. But let's see what happens pressing the rewind. That doesn't do anything. Menu. Let's see which menu we're going back to. Oh, we're going back into that menu. Okay. So that is actually how it will be. So we have a couple of, let's say, games. So there's nothing we can change out. And couldn't find any, let's say, pictures. So that's even the weirdest part. So the A to Z or bolt-in stuff is actually just the stuff that we're getting built in, but there's nothing we can change if there's like a picture wrong. But now switching the micro SD card, we can actually play the games now. So that part seems to be fixed. So there's another like story of having the horrible SD cards that I keep using with every single product. You know, if you think about it, it's such an let's say annoying thing that they are just keeping their products becoming better for just like using crappy SD cards. Man, oh man, what a mess. It's well quite fast when it comes to these, let's say, switching to menu and going back into the game. That part seems to be working fine. But yeah, that seems to be all working fine. But also the games that are built in are some very strangely, like say, Russian versions. So I'm guessing they try to market the Russian market for this. But yeah, there was actually nothing much we can just do when it comes to the menu. But when you're getting actually into the games regarding, let's say, the building games, they don't have any, let's say, weird audio glitches going on. This part seems to be working just fine. But let's go back to the special menu, or at least the built-in games, the TF card. So it's such a weird experience because you need to press start, then we're getting into the freaking, say, list. So let's choose Street of Rage with the USA version. So let's see how that actually going to be playing out. Does it do anything, or does it? Okay, so it does support every single, so it's region free when it comes to that. Okay, cool. But the audio is awful, like always. So, but it's one of those many things that is really a shame, because when you're just playing with the controls, they're really comfortable. They're really nice quality controls. But at this point, we don't have any problems when it comes to the audio quality being not right like the original system. This is more like having bad quality. But when it comes to editing the games through the SD card, that is a possibility, and I think it was kind of cool. But yeah, if you're going to be looking into this, like the way how this works, this menu and the horrible SD card, this is such a big disappointment. I had high hopes for it because they were asking quite a lot of money for it. That's not, of course, saying that it's going to be a good overall product, because you never know. That's the reason why we're going to be making these videos. The simple reason is that just to check it out, what is going on, because they're promoting these things like crazy with all kinds of crazy shenanigans like 4K, HDMI, you name it, but ending up with a piece of crap like this. But so far, no. But you know what's going to be fun? Let's pause the game and let's switch not to HDMI, but let's go into the retro mode. Let's see if that part seems to be, if that is going to be working. I just wanted to see what happens if you're going to be plugging this into a retro system. And with the retro system, must say that I didn't boot it up. I just plugged it in. So let's turn it on and off. Let's see what happens now. Okay, now it seems to be loading. Okay, so you need to reset the system. This looks really bad. Okay. Okay, the black and white screen at this moment is just the problem with my television. So I'm not going to be blaming him. By the way, it's kind of interesting. There is no way of seeing what I'm doing. So that is kind of funny if you ask me. But besides that, so if you're going to be looking into the way you can just play, that is kind of cool that we do have the old school AV out port and we can just use it on a television. Okay, so another thing, let's grab ourselves an original controller, like plug that thing in. Let's see what happens. I didn't remove the batteries from the original controller, but that seems to be working fine. But we can also use just this particular controller or the original plugged in, or at least the Sega Retro bit. So yeah, that is kind of cool. That this thing does have some really cool, let's say, potential when it comes to that. Let's chop the brick. Oh, okay, that actually worked kinda. So when it comes to the AV out function, again, like the colors and having no appearance on the television has to do with the television, not like say the system itself. But it's kind of interesting that you can see that this seems to be all working just fine.